Hi everyone, how are you doing? Right, now if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that obviously I've spent most of this week packing away things and stuff that's spoiled. The junk is all behind me. Um, and well, and also you'll remember this as well if you did have a look at all the random pictures I was putting up. You'll know the backstory to that as well on there. However, I was coming through quite a few bits and bobs, and I have come across some of my old schoolwork. And I was having a look at it, and I was just thinking, when you look at something, you think, oh, I remember doing that, or oh, I don't remember doing that. However, it looks good. Well, I've come across some of my English work from 2002, so a good 12 years ago. It's making me feel old now. And there's no question or anything put on the piece that I found, but it just sounds really, really weird. Um, and I have no recollection of what it was for. Well, obviously it was for English literature or something like that. But this is exactly how it sounds anyway. This is the 6 o'clock news, the man said, and the reason I talk with a BBC accent is because I really want to talk about the truth with a voice like one of you, Scruff. If I talked about the truth like I want to, you Scruff, I really think it was true. Just one of you Scruff talking, three's a right way to spell and the right way to talk it. This is me talking your right way a spelling. This is my this is my truth. You don't know the truth yourselves. Core, you canny talk right. This is the 6 o'clock news. Belt up. I mean, why on earth? Your own voice from your own culture is as valid as anyone else's. Anyone would have thought I was on drugs in English, which I weren't. But I talk with a BBC accent. Everyone at the BBC has an accent. Well, I know they all have different accents, but I mean, like, in this, I'm on about them all having just one accent. Oh. Well, talk about Scruff, and then you canny talk right. Must have been writing it on about somebody northern. Yeah, so there was that. Then what else have we got? I mean, I've got a fair few pieces of paper in there. I won't bore you with all of it though. I don't think there's anything on. No, that's all just blooming. What's it called? Why do you think this poem is called Blessing? I answered. I think this poem is called Blessing because it's about people who do not have an efficient amount of water and pray all the time for water, then water comes gushing through pipes. Of the three poems which you have studied, which one do you like the best? Explain why. So I answered, I prefer Night of the Scorpion because it's very descriptive and my star sign is a Scorpio as well. Night of the Scorpion includes similes and personification. What's personification? Number 2. Each of the writers use language well. From at least 2 poems, discuss how they use A. Simile and B. Personification. This word's coming up now, personification. I have no idea what it is. I'm surprised I even know how to bloody spell it. But I've put Nissim Ezekiel, something like that. Night the Scorpion has used a simile to describe how the peasants came in. The peasants came like swarms of flies. Nissim Ezekiel also used personification when saying the flame was burning on his mother. I watched the flare feeding on my mother. Still don't help. something else foreign. Vultures didn't include any similes, but it included some personification when the vultures stood on a branch. Broken bone of a dead tree. No bloody help. I wish I ended up putting something on there to actually tell me what the piss and hell of blooming personification actually is. Right, oh, that's just on about bloody pigeons. The old man is unhappy about his granddaughter marrying because she always gets rid of men. Knight of Scorpions again. No. Give thanks. No. What else we got? Condiment is good because she brought it up. Right with style. Groaned, shrieked, barked, mumbled, screamed, moaned, hissed, snarled, yelled, stuttered. Sounds like sex words, don't it? Well, not the barked. That obviously against the law. Okay, there's like a paragraph of text on here that I've wrote. No reference as to what it is, or like what the reason why I've wrote it. However, this is one thing. My story writing skills at school weren't that good, as you can probably tell now. Diane entered her street and nervously approached her house. Suddenly, her front door burst open and her mother went to grab her. "Get inside, you! I've been worried sick. Where have you been?" her mother screamed. "I've only been collecting bonfire wood," explained Diane. "Some of the neighbours are still out looking for you. Mr. Green has gone down to the canal," shouted Mum. "I'm not that late," whispered Diane. "Oh, yes, you are," whispered Mum. And that's it. Just ends there. No idea what on earth. No idea. I wrote at the bottom, Nelson Mandela, the law has changed. Last word in the poem is democracy. Oh, the last word in the poem is democracy, right. What do you think the word democracy means? That's what I've put. Bearing in mind, I wasn't exactly intelligent. Democracy means to have equal chances and your own voice into things. That's it. Number 2. What does this poem show about equal opportunities and inequalities in life? I put, this poem shows that if you don't work hard at school, you get a bad job, but if you work hard in school, then you get a good job, which earns you loads of money. And why is the image of scavengers used to describe the people in this poem? Scavengers was used to describe poor people. Now back to the story reading. Well, I've got page 1, or half of page 1. There's no page 2, but there's page 3, 4 and a bit. So I'll read it to you anyway. I don't know if I've copied. Well, I might have copied it and replaced the names. Not too sure. But anyway, the title, Letting Go. Yeah, I know. And wow, you should have seen its guts. Ha! They were falling from the sky, Nancy said as she was on the phone to Katie. Oh, okay. See you tomorrow. Katie put the phone down and ran into her brother's bedroom. What do you want? Dale said sadly. Well, your bird's dead and you haven't got a pet now. Ha ha ha. Nancy carried on teasing him. The following... No more on that. Nor on that side. So, make what you will of the next page and a half, and then we'll cut into the thing. Upstairs, Nancy had finished listening to her new Blue album. She ran into Dale's room. "What are you doing?" she shouted. "Don't shout. I'm playing on that new game for the 4D console. It's pretty good," Dale explained. 4D. "Oh, Dad's back." And with that, Dad shouted up the stairs, "Son, here, now!" Dale thought he was in trouble, and as soon as Dale was at the bottom of the stairs, the bird squawked, and Dale's face went from sad to happy. "Oh, thank you, Dad," Dale said joyfully. Dale fed and cared for the bird and named it Molly. Oh, no I didn't. Named it Parama. Molly was great with the bird. It used to let Parama sit on his back, but Milo was different, because when Milo saw the bird flying around the house, she would try and chase it. Molly would clean the bird by licking it. I can't even understand my own pissing writing. Molly started getting old and was very weak and had to be put down because a serious illness had cropped up. Rose was very sad and was telling the children that Molly had gone to heaven. Daniel and Rose started speaking while the children were asleep. "How shall we tell them?" Rose asked. "I don't know," replied Daniel. I know. Take him with the bird into the garden and explain it to him." "Okay, I will." David and Rose went to bed. In the morning, Daniel and Rose went to bed. Sorry, I'm struggling to understand my own handwriting. In the morning, Daniel woke Dale up and told him to bring the bird into the garden. Dale did so and asked his dad what was happening. Daniel was explaining as fully as he could without actually saying the bird has to go. Dale clicked and told his dad the bird must go. Dale shed a tear. A few hours later, Dale went to his friend's house and told him about it. "What? Your dad said you had to get rid of the bird?" asked James. I now have a James in the story as well. "Yes." "Why today?" Dale said sadly. "Isn't your bird a bird that can't be kept in a cage?" asked James. "Yes, I think so," replied Dale. "Well, that's why it has to go," James said. Dale left James and went home. "Dad, I've decided to let it go." Let it go, I can't hold it back anymore," Dale said. The whole family went into the backyard. Dale opened the cage and took the bird in his hands. He raised his hands above his head and shouted, "Fly, bird, fly!" The bird fluttered its wings, forced itself out of Dale's hands. It started flying faster and faster, and in a matter of seconds it was soaring through the sky like a frisbee. It was flapping very briskly and met up with a bunch of birds and flew off. Dale was shedding loads of tears. They all went in and made some pizza. After the pizza, it was all fine. And that's it. So, that's my English work. As you can see, it's not exactly decent, but well, it's nice to have a little flashback and see how well my education has helped me. Not a lot. Anyway, that's all I ended up just doing this for, because I just couldn't be bothered to write it out in a big post or take pictures and show you and let you, So until next time, take care and keep looking at your old memories and stuff like that if you've got any. Bye.